Hello everyone, myself Engineer Amol Gadde from the lecturer from the Department of Civil Engineering, Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology Bhinder. So guys, today I'm going to give you a presentation on advancement in construction, that is chapter number 5 in your syllabus of emerging trends in civil engineering. So this particular chapter is weighted for 18 marks. That means it is very important from your exam point of view. So guys, let us start with our chapter. In this chapter we are going to see various building construction techniques, road construction techniques, coastal construction techniques, and ground improvement techniques. So without wasting time, let us start with our chapter. Firstly, starting with building construction techniques. Building construction methods have experienced significant facelift in recent times, with innovative technologies being harnessed optimally for improving the qualitative index of the building. This has spelled considerable advantages for end users like us who can remain immune from the recurrent expenses on repairs and other incidental building related jobs. Construction lead time has also been reduced and building costs have been rationalized. So, starting with various types of technologies, very first is zero energy building. A net zero energy building (ZEB) is a residential or commercial building with greatly reduced energy needs through efficiency gain such that the balance of energy needs can be supplied with renewable technologies. A zero energy building can be defined in several ways. Depending on the boundary and the metric, different definitions may be appropriated depending on the project goals and the values of the design team and building owner. For example, building owners typically care about energy cost. Organizations such as DOE are concerned with national energy numbers and are typically interested in primary or source energy. A building designer may be interested in site energy for energy code requirement. Finally, those who are concerned about pollution from power plant and the burning of fossil fuels may be interested in reducing emissions. For commonly used definitions are net zero site energy, net zero source energy, net zero energy cost, and net zero energy emissions. Most zero energy buildings use the electrical grid for energy storage, but some are independent of grid and some include energy storage on site. Energy is usually harvested on site through energy producing technologies like solar and wind, while reducing the overall use of any energy with highly efficient lighting and heating, ventilation and air conditioning HVAC technologies. A zero energy goal is becoming more practical as the cost of alternative energy technologies decreases and the cost of traditional fossil fuels increases. The development of modern zero energy buildings became possibly large through the progress made in new energy and construction technologies and techniques. This includes highly insulating spray foam insulation, high efficiency solar panels, high efficiency heat pumps, and high insulating low intense emissive triple glazed windows. So this is zero energy building, a particular design of zero energy building. These are design and construction of zero energy building. The most cost effective steps towards a reduction in a building energy consumption usually occur during the design process. To achieve efficient energy use, zero energy design departs significantly from conventional construction practice. Successful zero energy building designers typically combine time based passive solar or artificial fake conditioning principle that work with on site assets. Zero energy buildings are built with significant energy saving features. The heating and cooling loads are lowered by using high efficiency equipment such as heat pumps rather than furnaces. Heat pumps are about 4 times as efficient as furnaces. Added insulation, especially in the attic and the basement of houses. High efficiency windows such as low emissivity, triple glaze windows, draft proofing, high efficiency appliances, particularly modern high efficiency refrigerators, high efficiency LED lighting, passive solar gain in winter and passive shading in summer, natural ventilation and other techniques. These features vary depending on climatic zone in which construction occurs. Water heating loads can be lowered by using water conservation fixtures, heat recovery units on wastewater, and by using solar water heating and high efficiency water heating equipment. In addition, daylighting with skylights or solar tubes can provide 100% of daytime illumination with the home. So here are some advantages of zero energy building. Isolation for building owners from future energy price increases. Increased comfort due to more uniform interior temperatures. This can be demonstrated with compressive isotherm maps. Reduced requirement for energy austerity. Reduced total cost of ownership due to improved energy efficiency. Reduced total net monthly cost of living. Reduced risk of loss from grid blackouts. Extra cost is eliminated for new construction compared to after thought retrofit. Higher resale value as potential owner demand more ZEB than available supply. The value of ZEB, that is zero energy building, relative to similar conventional building should increase every time energy cost increase. Future legislative restrictions and carbon emission taxes penalties may force expensive retrofit to inefficient building, contribute to greater benefits of the society, for example providing sustainable renewable energy to the grid, reducing the need of grid expansion. Here are some disadvantages of zero energy building. Initial cost can be higher. Efforts requires to understand, apply and qualify for ZEB subsides if they exist. Very few designers or builders have the necessary skills or experience to build zero energy building. Possible declines in future utility renewable energy cost may lessen the value of capital invested in the energy efficiency. New photovoltaic solar cells equipment technology price has been falling at roughly 17% per year. It will lessen the value of capital invested in the solar electric generating system. Current subsidies may be phased out as photovoltaic mass production lower future price. Challenge challenge to recover high initial cost on resale of building, but new energy rating systems are being introduced gradually. While the individual house may use an average of net zero energy over a year, it may demand energy at the time when peak demand for the grid occurs. In such a case, the capacity of the grid must still provide electricity to all loads. Therefore, a ZEB, that is zero energy building, may not reduce the required power plant capacity. Without an optimized thermal envelope, the embodied energy, heating and cooling energy, and resource uses is higher than needed. ZEB by definition do not mandate a minimum heating and cooling performance level, thus allowing overrides renewable energy system to fill the energy gap. Solar energy capture using the house envelopes only works in the location unobstructed from the sun. The solar energy capture cannot be optimized in north for northern hemisphere or south for southern hemisphere facing shade or wooded surrounding. Talking about zero energy building versus green energy building. The goal of green building and sustainable architect is used to resources more efficiently and reduce a building negative impact on the environment. Zero energy building achieve one key green building goal of completely or very significantly reducing energy use and greenhouse gas emissions for the life of the building. Zero energy building may or may not be considered green in all areas such as reducing waste, using recycled building materials, etc. However, zero energy or net zero buildings do tend to have a much lower ecological impact over the life of the building compared with other green buildings that require imported energy or fossil fuels to be habited and meet the needs of the occupants. So moving further towards green building, which is also known as green construction or sustainable building, refers to both a structure and the application of process that are environmentally responsible and resource efficient throughout a building life cycle, from planning, design, construction, operation, maintenance, renovation, and demolition. This requires close cooperation of the contractor, the architect, the engineer, and the client at all these stages. The green building practice expands and completes the classical building design concern of economy, utility, durability, and comfort. Leadership in energy and environmental design is a set of rating system for the design, construction, operation, and maintenance of green building, which was developed by the US Building Council. Another certificate system that confirms the sustainability of building is the British BREEAM, that is Building Research Establishment Environment Assessment Method for building and large scale developments. Green building is a practice of creating structures and using processes that are environmentally responsible and resource efficient throughout a building's life cycle, from sitting to design, construction, operation, maintenance, renovation, and deconstruction. Eco-friendly construction has certain advantages. There are 8 advantages of green building, like low maintenance and operation cost, energy efficiency, enhances indoor environment quality, water efficiency, better health, better efficiency, better environment, reduces strain on local resources. Green building provide financial benefits that conventional building do not. These benefits include energy and water saving, reduce waste, improve indoor environmental quality, greater employee comfort, productivity, reduce employee health costs, and lower operation and maintenance costs. Their 9 elements are literally your green building blocks: site planning and designing, community, indoor air quality, energy, materials, waste, water, and commissioning. A green building rating system is tool that evaluates the performance of the building and its impact on the environment. It comprises a predefined set of criteria rating to the design, construction, and operation of green building. Some of their common green construction practice include using sustainable building materials like recycled glass and steel, as well as renewable materials like bamboo and rubber, installing energy efficiency windows and door, using lower VOC, that is volatile organic compounds, paints and stains. Green building preserve precious natural resources and improve our quality of life. There are a number of features which can make a building green. This include efficient use of energy, water, and other resources. The objective of green building concept is to develop building which use the natural resources to the minimal at the time of construction as well as operation. Green building emphasize on the resource uses efficiency and also press upon the 3 R's, that is reuse, reduce, and recycle. A high performance building is a building whose energy efficiency, and environmental performance is sustainably better than standard practice 7. Although green buildings on average use less energy than conventional buildings, energy efficiency remain elusive. Building materials typically considered to be green include lumber from forests that have been certified to the third party forest standard, rapidly renewable plant material like bamboo and straw, dimension stone, recycled metal. Indian Green Building Council, that is IGBC, Green Factory Building is the first rating program developed in India. Exclusively for the industrial sector, it is based on accepted energy and environmental principles and strike a balance between known established practices and emerging concepts. The lead rating systems are grouped into five main categories: building design and construction, interior design and construction, operation and maintenance. Green architecture is largely driven by four goals: reducing impact on the earth from constructing buildings and their materials, reducing impact which are arise during occupancy, fuel use, land pattern disruption, maintenance impact. Eco-friendly or ecological construction is building a structure that is beneficial or non-harmful to the environment. And resource efficiency. Eco-friendly construction has developed in response to the knowledge that buildings have an often negative impact upon the environment. Here are some advantages of green technology. It uses renewable resources that never depletes in nature. Environmental technology uses latest energy generation techniques, of offers environmental solution for disposal and recycling waste. Some examples of renewable energy sources are solar energy, wind energy, hydropower, geothermal, and biomass energy. These types of energy sources are different from fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and natural gas. Next concept is mass housing. Mass housing, mass housing is an independent public authority that provides financing for the construction and prevention of affordable renting house and for affordable first and second mortgages for home buyers and homeowners. With mass housing, new refinancing products, homeowners can refinance up to 100% of the appraised value of their home. Pay of existing approved second mortgage have been optioned for payment paying no points and roll in closing cost. With mass housing, new refining products, homeowners can refine up to 100% of the appraised value of their home. Pay of existing approved second mortgage have the option of paying no points and roll in closing cost. Today, mass housing has become synonymous with low cost housing, and the entire national efforts in this field have been diverted to producing a cheaper house. Yet the number involved are such magnitude that any amount of cost reduction exercises cannot provide the solution for housing everybody. Traditionally, the individuals who has built his own house has been intricately involved in the whole process. This made it possible for his identity to be established in his environment. Today, the pace of development has taken away this close tie between the individual and the creation of own environment. Large number of people are designed for by centralized agencies. This can cause further alienation unless the centralized agency concentrates on understanding the new demands of the housing activity and makes the process responsive once again to individual needs. The task is therefore to evolve design strategies which allows the individual to participate once again in the building process. The fundamental requirements of shelter are the same for rich and poor. Everyone needs light, ventilation, healthy and clean surroundings, access to facilities, etc. Whatever be the solutions to reduce cost, we have to find means to strengthen individual identified within the collective and provide the minimum environmental necessities. The enclosed program provides a basis by which a pilot study can be carried out in Delhi. It shows how the existing housing process can be revolutionized by introducing people's participation in mass housing. This is the picture shows us the concept of mass housing. Next new technology is precast housing. The concept of precast, also known as prefabricated construction, include those buildings where the majority of structural components are standardized and produced in plants in the location away from the building and then transported to the site for assembly. These components are manufactured by industrial methods based on mass production in order to build a large number of buildings in a short time at low cost. The main features of the construction process are as follows: the division and specialization of human workforce, the use of tools, machineries, other equipments, usually automated in the production of standard interchangeable parts and products. This type of construction require a reconstructing of entire conventional construction process to enable interaction between the design phase and production planning in order to improve and speed up the construction. One of the key premises for achieving that objective is the design building with a regular configuration in plan and elevation. Prefabricated construction is the practice of assembling a variety of components of a structure at a manufacturing site and transporting those assemblies to the location of the construction job site. Prefabricated construction is sometimes thought of as low end and mass produced mode of construction. Cost of prefab are typically cheaper than stick built homes by an average of 10 to 20% faster than traditional construction. Generally, it takes 1 to 4 months longer to build a traditional home than to construct a prefab, flexible size and aesthetics. A modular home is not a mobile home, it is simply a home that is built off site as opposed to on site. These homes are often called as factory built, system built, or prefab, short or fabricated homes. Modular and manufactured homes are not the same. Manufactured homes are not placed on permanent foundations. Precast is a construction product, mostly concrete, produced by casting concrete in a reusable mold or form, which is then cured in the controlled environment, transported to the construction site, and lifted into place. In contrast, standard concrete is poured into site specific forms and cured on site. The study revealed that on average the precast concrete slabs were 23.22% cheaper than cast in place concrete construction, and precast columns were 21.4% cheaper than cast in place concrete construction, especially for large scale production. Precast concrete is known for its high quality and durability. One of the precast concrete advantages lies in its fireproof attributes. Precast concrete will not catch fire and it will prevent the spreading of fire from room to room. It is a fantastic material to have a home or a building made from for this very reason. Precast or fabricated construction concepts include those buildings where the majority of structural components are standardized and produced in plants or yards at the locomotion nearer to the construction site, transported to building area for assembly or erection. These precast building components are manufactured in order to cater large number of buildings in a short duration of lower cost. The main features of precast construction process are as follows: the use of standard tools, machinery, and equipment in the production of standard interchangeable parts and products. In urban areas, residential buildings of this type are usually 5 to 10 stories high or more. Many countries use various precast building systems to provide low income housing for the growing urban population. In general, precast building systems are proved to speed up the project with better quality control, which leads to economy when compared to conventional method of construction apartment building in many countries. Precast construction method is purely based on shear wall concept, and hence the typical floor doesn't contain any type of columns, but in conventional columns are must to construct 12 floor of a tower. Precast construction process carries out at site as production of element along with stimulation erection of the ready element, which considerably saves the time of construction, whereas in conventional block work and curing consume much time to complete. Block work is limited to only 1 to 1.2 meter height per day to maintain proper alignment, whereas precast elements do not have any such restrictions. The conventional method block work must proceed further with proper curing, and also plastering require curing period for sufficient hydration and to attain strength. But in precast method, no such intense curing required because the main and final curing done at casting yard only to achieve maximum strength. Plastering work is mandatory in conventional, whereas precast method does not require any kind of plastering work. For slab shuttering work, reinforcement work consume more time to conventional method, but in precast slab also get manufactured in yard itself. All parts of structure cannot be fixed with precast elements. At few necessary locations, block work is essential in precast construction also. In precast method, slab should proceed further with screed of a certain thickness to provide necessary electrical conduits, whereas conventional system contain the electrical conduits work in normal slab shuttering work itself. No alteration in designs are possible in precast construction, but in conventional, any kind of alteration are made without any problem. Better quality control can be possible with precast construction, but as the floor level increases in conventional system, it is very difficult to maintain good quality. Precast construction system requires almost half the number of total manpower that required for conventional system. Construction activities take place at a faster rate in precast compared to the conventional system. Precast construction provide better alignment of structures and events than conventional one. Precast construction is best suitable for large construction projects, whereas conventional systems lead to various problems and consume huge time for completion. This is the unit made by precast housing method. Next one is prefab homes. Prefabricated homes, often referred to as prefab homes or simply prefab, are specialist dwelling type of prefabricated buildings which are manufactured off-site in advance, usually in standard section that can be easily shipped and assembled. Prefabricated may refer to building built-in components, for example panels, modules, or transportable sections, and may also be used to refer to mobile homes, that is houses and villas. Although similar, the methods and designs of the three vary widely. There are two-level home plans as well as custom home plans. There are considerable difference in the construction types. Modular homes are created in section and then transported to the home site for construction and installation. These are typically installed and treated like a regular house for financing, appraisal, and construction processes, and are usually the most expensive of the three. Although the section of the house are prefabricated, the section or modulars are put together at the construction, such like a typical home. Manufactured homes, once placed in a permanent foundation, are considered the same as modular or site built home for appraisal purposes. Manufactured homes are built onto steel beams and are transported in complete section to the home site where they are assembled. Wheels, hitch and axles are removed on site when the normal home is placed on a permanent foundation. Mobile homes or trailers are built on wheels and can be pulled by a vehicle. They are considered to be personal property and are licensed by the Department of Motor Vehicles. Tiny homes with wheels are included in this category. They must be built to the DMV code and pass inspection for licensing. Constructing manufactured home typically involves connecting plumbing and electric lines across the section and sealing the sections together. Manufactured homes can be single, double or triple wide, describing how many sections wide it is. Many manufactured home companies manufacture a variety of different designs and many of the floor plans are available online. Manufactured home can be built onto a permanent foundation and if designed correctly can be difficult to distinguish from stick built home to untrained eye. A manufactured home, once assembled, goes through a settling in period where the home will settle into its location. During this period, some drywall cracking may appear, and any incorrectly installed appliances, wiring, or plumbing should be repaired, hopefully under warranty. If not covered under warranty, the cost will be borne by the consumer. For this reason, it is important that the consumer ensures that a reputable and honest contractor is used for the initial setup. If any repairs are not completed by the initial setup crew, the manufacturer will send repairs crew to repair anything covered by the warranty. The secondary repair team must be scheduled and may not be available immediately for the most repairs. But because of the manufactured home has been assembled does not mean it is immediately habited. Appropriate ventilation, heating, plumbing and electrical system must be installed by the setup crew. Otherwise the buyer must wait for the manufacturer repair team to do themselves. Here are some advantages. This is prefab home. Particular image indicates this prefab home. Here are some advantages of prefab home. First one is modernizing the look with energy efficiency, zero waste and zero inspection housing, and reliable schedule. So starting with first, modernizing the look with energy efficiency. Though modular homes are historically associated with lower quality, this is no longer in case today. In order to stand out from the competitive modular market, buyers are looking to maximize energy efficiency through numerous methods such as recycling materials, using LED lighting, and installing solar panels. This ensures that you save money on your energy bills to the point where you may be producing clean energy that will be put back into the energy grid. Zero waste and zero inspection hassle. After being created in the factory settling, these modular pieces are then transported to site and assembled using heavy machinery. Similar to a bone structure home, modular homes do not produce waste as all the required materials for construction arrives on site already installed in the modular pieces. It will be like putting together a Lego home, except all the pieces are room designed to your desire and needs. In addition to their ease of construction and energy advantages, modular homes are almost always manufactured to code, ridding you of the worry that comes with the home inspection by your municipality. And last one is reliable schedule. An additional advantage to modular homes is the minimal opportunity for negative schedule interface to occur. This is in part due to the construction of the pieces being in controlled indoor environment that can blame weather for delays. As advantages, there are some disadvantages of prefab homes also, like limited design options, reduced resale value, and difficult to finance. So starting with first, limited design options. On the flip side, modular homes are known as to come with their own width. You can be stuck with a limited amount of material options and home layout possibilities. This implies that your home may have less flexibility in the design than you anticipated. Reduce resale value. Modular homes have a stigma surrounding them that they are of lower quality, which makes them extremely difficult to resell. Modular buildings have historically been associated with lower quality homes that boost dated designs, such as every home buyer's nightmare popcorn selling. And last one is difficult to finance. Lastly, modular homes need to build with a corresponding finance plan that will differ from the mortgage plan associated with traditional stick frame homes. Banks are generally unfamiliar with the modular homes construction process and the fact that the most payments are required to be made upfront. Banks have been known to deny some people the mortgage required to support this process, and clients have had to look at various options before being able to continue with the construction of their modular home.